Hey guys, this is Taylor. Thanks for stopping by thetradinganalyst.com. We're going to take a look at a few, or actually 5 stocks that I think are set to move sooner rather than later. I'm going to go over exactly why I think they're going to head higher and move big for us, and hopefully it will serve as a learning opportunity for you. And also an opportunity for you to see how we do things here at thetradinganalyst.com. So let's take a look at the first one. This is AES. Setting up nicely. It gave an entry signal at the end of last week on Friday. So let's kind of zoom it in here a little bit. So as you can see, AES has been trading sideways for a long time. Okay, you can see since, what is this, March. Okay, so March, April, May, June, July. Okay, that's 5 months. All right, we've been trading sideways for 5 months. Now, when you get sideways trading, it is an opportunity for buyers and sellers to kind of move between this range, and then it uses that sideways range as a resting period for the next move. So when you get a lot of sideways trading and then you break out of that sideways range, the moves typically are pretty large. So that's what we look for. Not only sideways trading, and I'll just kind of draw that right here for you. There's that sideways trading right there. You can see that very clearly within this range right here. The other thing that we look for is within the sideways trading, we look for heavy volume within the sideways trading. So as you can see right here, a couple of heavy volume days. Here's another one right here, kind of picked up right here, a couple more right here, and then on the breakout here was another heavy volume day right here, well above the average volume. The other thing that I want to note too is that we've got this uptrend here at the very end. Notice how there wasn't really a trend here up throughout this sideways range, but then it started right here. And we even had another little mini sideways trading within this right here. So sideways trading right here. So we're really coiled for a big move. All right, so that's the first setup. The next one I want to take a look at is ISRG, and I'm going to back this up right here. Okay, so, well, let me go on the monthly chart. Okay, so the monthly chart, and then I'm going to go into the chart that the daily chart, so you can see a little better. So what we have here is a break out of a big sideways trading range right here and right here. We've been trading sideways since really the beginning of 2018, really. Okay, so 1, 2.5 years we've been trading sideways. Okay, now we're breaking out of that range. You can see the last couple times it's done this, it has broken out very big. You can see the last time was right here. Okay, we traded sideways. This was for about 3 or 4 years. We broke over it right here at 200 bucks. And then you can see big move all the way up to almost 600 bucks. So almost a 300% move right here. Now, who knows if that's going to happen this time or anything like that. I'm not saying that as, I'm just saying that these are the types of moves that can happen from extended periods of sideways trading. So that's the monthly chart. Now let's go back to the yearly chart. All right, 1 year. All right, so I'll move my face out of the way. So right here we've got a break over all-time highs. All right, very clear break over it on Friday. Friday was the entry signal. We also have some heavy volume during this sideways trading right here. There's a sideways trading heavy volume right there, right here. Also, you can consider this volume over here, heavy volume, and we broke over that resistance and over all those heavy volume days. So we did so with one of the heaviest volume days of the entire year. Very strong candle, very strong volume. This is extremely bullish. Now I want to take a second to explain why we look for heavy volume during the sideways trading. We look for heavy volume during the sideways trading because that's where a lot of shares are exchanged. And if you've ever heard the term volume before price, well, that is exactly what we're talking about. So typically what you'll see is you'll see heavy volume. For example, we'll just look at this. Heavy volume down here, that's where most of the people bought and sold. So the buyers stepped in to buy and the sellers capitulated. Okay, so you've got the buyers that took control all the way down here. All right, that was the first step. Okay, so the buyers stepped in, so they bought a ton of shares and they haven't been wanting to sell just yet. And in fact, more and more people have been buying because you've seen we've moved higher, not just with no volume, but heavy volume. So we're seeing more and more buyers stepping in. All right, so that's ISRG. I think it'll head higher. The next one is FFIV. This one, same thing. All right, same thing. We've got, first of all, it's trending higher right here. And then you can see a big gap up with heavy volume. This is massive volume day right there. Here's another one right here, another big volume day right there. Another one right here, over here. Another one right there. Okay? And then on Friday, we have another heavy volume day, one of the biggest of the entire year, on the breakout over this resistance. And we broke over the body of this candle right here. Now I want to kind of point out the difference between, because this is a similar setup to what happened back here in October and November of 2019. So as you can see, big gap up, very similar candle here, this one, right here on October 23rd, compared to this candle right here, very similar. And then the action that preceded was very similar as well. All right, very similar. But then this is where it gets different. All right, and there's heavy volume within there right there. This is where the difference between this and this is that, boom, we had this big gap down. All right, on heavy volume, more sideways trading, and then we trended lower. All right, the difference is, yes, we had this big move higher right there, similar candle, similar volume, sideways trading, but we never got a big gap down, and then we actually trended higher with multiple green big volume days. Notice here, big green volume day, here again, and on the breakout. Notice here, the heavy volume days were red days, all right? In those red days, don't be mistaken that just because there's a red day with heavy volume, that's not necessarily bearish. But anyways, so that's the big difference between this action and this action, and we never broke over that resistance with heavy volume. Notice here, we traded sideways, headed lower. Right here, we traded sideways, higher, with a break over that resistance with heavy volume. So I definitely think that FFIV can head higher. I want to show you too, it is super coiled here on the long-term chart. This is the 2-year chart, as you can see right here, super coiled, all right, and it hasn't seen a big move in a while, and I think now is the time. So we're breaking over that resistance right there. We're also breaking over this major resistance right there, all right. You can see it was resistance here, here, had a little fake breakout right there. Again, resistance, 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 and we're just peeking our head over it right now. All right, so definitely looking like FFIV can head higher. The next one we're going to take a look at is ROKU. And I'll zoom in, but since we're on the 2-year chart already, I'll show you this long-term action right here. So first and foremost, we broke over this downtrend right here. And this is a position we've been in for a few days, but it's right around where we bought. So I figured I'd cover it here because it hasn't moved far away from that setup. Okay, anyway, so broke over that downtrend line. And as you can see, ROKU long-term is in a major uptrend, okay? So we've had dips here and there, but we are making higher lows and higher highs. And this is a major uptrending stock. It's a tech stock, which are doing extremely well, especially right now. A lot more people are watching TV and videos and stuff. That's why Netflix is doing so well, etc. So, yeah, so similar setup happened over here. You can see downtrend, boom, boom, boom. We broke over it here, and then you can see it went on basically about an 8-month run right there. Okay, I'm looking for something similar to happen. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to zoom in. Okay, and I'm going to show you. Not only did we break over that major downtrend line, but we had this sideways trading right there. Boom, 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 boom. And as you can see, there was a lot of heavy volume within that sideways range. Heavy volume, heavy volume, heavy volume, heavy volume right here on the breakout as well. So not only that, we broke over that sideways range with heavy volume. We're also breaking over this resistance over here. Okay, and it's pretty much exactly where we bought it last week. We bought it on this breakout right here. That is, what date is that? Oh yeah, July 9th. July 9th, right here at about 149. So it's actually like a buck lower than where we bought it here on Friday. So that's another good play. I think that ROKU can definitely head higher long term. The last one that I want to cover here is SBCE. Now SBCE is one that, and I'm going to zoom in here. This is one that we bought actually maybe the same day as, July 9th as we bought ROKU, but it's actually moved higher. And I wouldn't necessarily chase it right here. I'm not going to recommend that you do buy or sell or do anything, but I don't want to show you this to show you what this type of setup can do for you. So the AES, the FFIV, ROKU, and ISRG are all similar setups to SBCE, and I'm showing you this to show you this stuff works. Okay, so you can see right here, here's the big sideways range right there, right, and the mini one is down here, and we bought on the breakout of this sideways range. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of heavy volume, boom, 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 a gap up, heavy volume, big volume there, and then on this breakout out of this sideways range right here, that's where we bought. Okay, now it's just starting to break out of this major box right there on Friday, again with heavy volume. All right, so volume, volume, volume. Volume, if you just use volume and this pattern here, you're going to do well in the market. This is our bread and butter. So again, that's the setup here for SBCE. Really, I think it's still just getting started, especially because it just had another huge strong day on Friday. So this is going to be a big winner for us. I bought the stock for myself and for clients that I manage money for, and we alerted the call options for SBCE to our alert service. So speaking of the alert service, this is what you're looking at right now is the Trading Analyst Portfolio Tracker, and this is where we track all of our closed out positions. We have a lot of open positions that are listed on a separate spreadsheet, but all of these are closed out positions. All of the entries and exits are sent out via text message to subscribers here at thetradinganalyst.com. When you join today and enter in your phone number, you can start receiving alerts just like this in the future. So again, the entry and the exit all alerted in real time via text message. Most of these alerts are for options. Don't worry if you don't trade options or if you're new to options because we have several members, lots of members who actually just trade the stock of the options that we alert. So for example, if we alert ROKU call options, you can just buy ROKU stock and keep it very simple. As you can see, the returns here are very good for these alerts. This is going back about 2.5 years. We've been using this portfolio tracker to track our alerts. As you can see, the average win is about 50%. The average loss is 32%. And you can see that we have more wins than losses. The total gains in that 2.5 years, using the same position size for every single trade, is $480,000. Now, again, this is just an example of a hypothetical portfolio tracking that takes all of the alerts. Now, keep in mind that the gains would likely be, well, not likely, but would be much, much higher if you actually scaled up, meaning as your account grows, you start to take larger and larger positions. So when you do that, that is how you compound gains. That's what I do for myself personally and for the clients that I manage money for. So again, the last thing I want to mention is that these are all swing trade alerts, meaning that they're not day trades. You don't have to be sitting in front of the computer all day long. They last, the average length of trade is 15 days right here. 15 days. You can see the average or the number of days listed in this column right here. This one was 5 days, 41 days, 22 days, 5 days, and so on and such forth. And that's basically it. So if you've got a full-time job or a part-time job, all you need to do is have your cell phone with you, and you'll be able to get the alerts and participate. Not something that you have to be sitting in front of the computer all day, and you will be able to profit and make money. So I'd like to invite you to join today, and we'll start sending you alerts as soon as tomorrow. See you in there.